us first introduce ourselves. My name is Nada.
And I'm Maria.
We are here today to do our expert interview project for grade 10 with Dr. Irini Shakir.
First, we'd like to thank you for giving us the pleasure to interview you. I'd like to hear more about you, so please feel free to introduce yourself and tell us more about your background.
Okay, so my name is Irene Shaker. I'm a graduate from the American University in Cairo. And then I did my master's at the American University in Cairo. I did my master's in business administration. And then I did a PhD at Lancaster University in the UK. Currently, I'm working as a faculty member at one of the private universities in Egypt. I'm teaching marketing, especially the principles of marketing course.
What are the requirements for your kind of job?
Of course, in order to teach at university, you need to have a PhD, which is Doctor of Philosophy in the field you are going to teach.
Yes, and why did you choose the job?
It's very interesting to feel that you are going to teach other people. You are going to build a generation of people who are going to feel to work in this field.
I always dreamt of being in this field, and if not, what would be your second choice?
Actually, I have never dreamed of being a faculty member in a university. I have been working in the marketing field as a marketing manager in one of the hotels, and then I started teaching at the American University. And after teaching for 1 year, I really got very interested in dealing on a one-to-one basis with my students who are having a lot of questions, who are keen to know more about the marketing field. So I joined this field. If I'm not working in teaching, I go back to my marketing field. I'm going to be in the field with my students, working in the hotel industry, in any service industry, offering marketing experience to others.
So you like the marketing business more?
Yes.
What jobs are available to graduates from this department?
Every people now work in the marketing field. If you are a pharmacist, if you are a dentist, if you are a salesperson, all of the people now are working in the marketing field. So you can work in any field you would like, and you can go on complete your master's and PhD and start teaching marketing.
And what do you like most about your job?
Actually, what I like most about my job is that you feel that you are teaching the new generation. You are giving them all your experience and all your what you have learned throughout your life. You are giving it to the new generation.
And what do you like least?
Maybe the attitude of the student these days. The students are not keen to learn and to get educated.
You choose to work instead of being a normal housewife?
Actually, everything has its pros and cons. I totally appreciate and understand that sometimes I'm taking some time from my children, but at the same time, when you are a successful woman, when you're working outside, you get also a deep experience in order to be useful for your children too. So actually, it's everything, as I told you, has pros and cons, and it's interesting to be successful at home and at work at the same time.
Children must be a huge responsibility for a working woman like you. How do you manage your time between your work and your family?
Of course, it is a tough job. It's a very tough job. What I try to do my best is that I try to separate between my personal life and my work life. I try most of the time, while I'm work, this is work time. While at home, I have to forget all about my work and just concentrate with my children and my family. I try to split the time equally between both. So, for instance, I cannot go home after 6 or 7. I just stay at work during my working hours, which is while my children are at school. And I try my best while my children are at home to be available for them, forget about my work problems, my responsibilities at work, and just concentrate on my responsibilities as a mother and wife at home.
So the priority is for your work or for your children?
It's an equal priority. While it's an equal priority, as I said. While I'm at work, my priority is work. While at home, my priority will be my children and my family. Yes.
We all know life is hard. So did you have some downfalls in your job?
Of course, any job has its downfalls. One of the major downfalls I'm facing that during when you do your best in order to give the students you are teaching your knowledge and experience, and you find them they are not really keen to know more. So this actually gives you a disappointment in the feedback you are requesting from the students you are teaching. Another hard part would be, as I was just telling your colleague, if you are having to split your time between your work and your family. It's very hard to wake up in the morning, go to work, you have to be at home on time, and during that time you have to be prepared with your lunch, dinner, studying for your children and taking care of them. So actually yes, this is one of the downfalls, and I think all working women have to do their best in order to manage their time, as we just said in your previous question, between their work and between their family.
And how was it difficult to achieve your PhD?
Very difficult, of course. PhD took a lot of time, and it was very hard to study while you are being a mother and a wife. But of course, with the love of your husband, with the love of your children, with their support, with their encouragement, everything passes.
Who do you think is the inspiration behind you becoming the person you are today?
A couple of people actually. Of course, I cannot forget the role of my parents, my father and my mother. They have been so much encouraging me and supporting me to go through this PhD process. Also, I cannot, of course, forget the role of my husband. My husband have been encouraging me to do this PhD actually before doing my master's. He was so much supporting me after my bachelor's degree to go into the master's program and to continue and to apply to different universities, and he was so much supporting me in this PhD process. He was always finding me, looking at me like I have to complete this PhD. So
Would you like your children to follow the same path, and what advice would you like to give to them?
of course, I would love for my children to follow the same path if they are interested in teaching and research. I would totally encourage them, I would totally support them, and I would love them to take my same path. My advice for them would be that they need to do a lot of effort, they need to work hard. Nothing will begin without working hard and without giving enough effort to the thing you are dedicated to.
Thank you. First, taking this path.
Of course, it is worth taking this path. It's going to benefit a lot of people. It's going to benefit in the first place my family, with whom I'm trying my best to give the experience I have taken from the field. It's going to benefit the university I'm working in and the students to whom I'm committed to give them my experience to, and it's going to benefit the whole society, who is going to benefit from the marketing field. As I said before, nobody is working without marketing. All fields need marketing as a step in order to improve and get in touch with their customers.
So what's your next step then?
My step would be, of course, we do not stop at the PhD. I took the PhD, I'm teaching my students, but I'm always going to get engaged in research. I have to work in the research field. We have to publish papers. We have to be open to all other researchers in the marketing field in order to benefit our society.
And what piece of advice would you like to share with us?
I would like actually to advise all people in your age and the students I am teaching to plan properly for their future. They have to think carefully, what do they want to achieve, what do they want to work in the future. This is going to be their future career. So they have to plan for their future and think properly about it. And they have to work very hard in order to achieve their future. Nothing comes by chance. Nobody is going to be in a position by chance. So I strongly recommend and advise my students and students at your age to think properly about their future and to plan for it and to work hard toward achieving their dreams and their objectives and goals.
It's kind of hard and confusing, but talking about our age, a lot of people think that it's better to join science schools than to join business schools. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I know these days people are confused about this, but these are two different fields.
there is the science field and there is the art or the business school. As we just
Thank you
said,
for your time.
And we wish you a lot of work